This is what I mean when I say make me the perfect sandwich. Yes, I want you to make me the bread. Yes, I want you to add the perfect spread. Yes, I want you to fill it with the best ingredients available. Do I expect anything less than perfection? Absolutely not. Luckily, your boy is here to show you how to make the perfect sandwich. I'm always gonna get you right, so let's get to it. The first thing we need to knock out is our focaccia bread. I love focaccia bread. Focaccia bread is one of the easiest bread recipes you could really make. So we're just gonna throw everything into the bowl, a small pinch of salt, and then we need to add our yeast mixture. If your yeast doesn't look like this, if you don't see all that foam up top, just start all over. We're gonna pour that into it. This is one of the first bread recipes I learned to make. So that's how easy it is, guys. You really just kind of throw everything together and it comes together, really. But you just wanna give this a good mix. I've never done it by hand. Full transparency, this is my first time doing it by hand. Usually I do it in my stand mixer, but I didn't feel like getting all that out today, honestly. So we'll just mix that up. It's pretty shaggy right now. So what this is telling me is I need to add just a little bit more water to this dough. So give me 1 second and grab some water. So actually it really didn't need any water. I just needed just a little bit. Maybe because I did this in the stand mixer my first time, so I wasn't used to doing it by hand. So this is my first time doing it by hand, guys. So I'm learning with y'all, low key. And this is the same day focaccia recipe. Usually I would make my focaccia the night before and let it sit, get a cold ferment going. But I honestly just didn't get to that last night. So we're doing an express dough. So hopefully it comes out right, guys. I'm confident it will. But now the dough is looking like this. It's nice, it's supple, it springs back. I'm gonna let this rest for just 1 hour and then we'll come back, take care of that. But the next thing we're gonna get started on are tomatoes. Our next thing we need to make is our cherry tomato confit. Right here we have a lot of cherry tomatoes. And like always, guys, the recipe will be down below, so don't worry about writing anything down. We'll go in there with just 1, 2, 2.5 cloves of garlic, heads of garlic, a couple sprigs of thyme, and then last but not least, oregano. And if you remember, this is the same one from the basil pesto video. If you haven't seen that, please go watch that. It's amazing. So this is really easy. You just throw it in a pot, put it in the oven for a little bit, and that's all you really have to do. It gets all nice and beautiful. And then we're gonna fill it up with some olive oil, just till they start to float. Come on now. I only took the whole bottle. Okay, cool. That's perfect to me. And then, of course, we need to add some tomatoes, not tomatoes, but some salt to it. Good little pinch. I know it probably looks like a lot of salt, but that's probably like a teaspoon and a half max. And then I like to just go over the top of that with some pepper. Oh geez, the twins. Okay, and we're just gonna crank that for a little bit. Always measure with your heart, I say it every week. But now that this is done, we're gonna place this in a 400-degree oven for about an hour. The tomatoes will start to blister, the garlic, I forgot the name of that. The garlic will start to get all soft, beautiful, and then your house is gonna smell great. So just put this in an hour, and about 30 minutes, we're gonna come back, check on the dough, do our first little fold and knead, and then it's really downhill. We gotta wait for those things to get done. And after 30 minutes, this has risen beautifully. Let me take this plastic off so y'all can see it. Look, we have nice, beautiful dough. I got my hands with a little bit of olive oil on it, so I'm just gonna take it and do the first fold right over the top of that. Same thing. Okay. Just like so. Get it, turn it, smooth side up. And again, we're gonna let this rest again another 30 minutes, and then we're gonna transfer it. Actually, at this step, I know what I'm gonna do. So right here, we have a 9 by 13. I'm gonna transfer that dough in here so it can rest in here and start to take shape. So in order to do that, we need a little bit of olive oil down. So I'll use the rest of that I have left over. Then you just coat the pan. I got this off of Amazon. This pan comes in handy in so many different ways. I love this pan. Okay, so now we got that all slicked up. A little bit of olive oil. We're gonna take that dough and I'm just gonna press it down in here. Spread it out, just a little bit, not too much. But over the next hour, this is gonna start to expand, get the whole entire pan filled up with the dough. So again, put some plastic wrap over it, let it rest 30 minutes, an hour, so double the size until it really fills up the pan, and then we'll be able to bake it. So let me cover this up and then I'll see y'all next when we have to finish this up, to be honest. That's it. After an hour, as we can see, our dough is looking amazing, bread looking amazing. I'm happy with this. So the next thing you need to do is poke holes with it. You get to play with your food, my favorite part. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take some of the cherry confit tomato oil that we used, and I'm just gonna drizzle some of it across the top of it. just for that. And then I'll put a little bit on my hands as well. So then, like you know with focaccia bread, you want to dimple it. So you just take it, spread it out a little bit. Probably should have spread it out just a little bit more before I did that, but that's okay. Just like so, all the way down, like so. Get the little corners, I'll pull it across just a little bit. Just like so. And as you can see, it is beautifully dimpled. Now we're gonna add just a few things to this just to make it even better. The first thing we're gonna add is just a little bit of dried herbs. This is fresh rosemary and oregano, just chopped up very finely. And what I really like about this, it is so versatile. Like you can add whatever you like to make this better. And this is what I'm going for. So whatever you think sounds good, do it. I seen somebody on TikTok do like a cookie dough version of this. I would never do that, but that's how versatile this truly is. And then we're gonna go over the top with a little bit of flaky salt. I never get to use flaky salt, so when I do, it makes me happy. Do a little bit of my hands, just like so. And then, dun, dun, dun. I probably put a little bit too much in my hands, but just enough to cover it, not too much. And then the last thing I'm going to add is just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I think this would be a nice touch to it. I'm not gonna go crazy since I have some salt and I salted it pretty well, but just a good little bit. Okay, good. So as we can see now, this is what it's looking like. Final touches. We're gonna place this in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes till it's nice golden brown, fluffy. But after that, we'll pull it out the oven and then we'll get to build our sandwich, and it really gets good after that. Our focaccia bread is done. I'm gonna be 1000% honest with you guys. I am not happy with the color, how it turned out. I want it to be a lot more golden, but it is what it is. Maybe I just didn't put enough oil down. We're gonna flip this out into a wire rack. Maybe we should put another glove on, guys. But I'm gonna flip it into a wire rack, like so. We can take this glove. I probably should need that glove to. Bang. Okay, cool, nice, easy. So now we're just gonna let this cool for a little bit, and then next time you see me, I'm gonna slice this up and then toast off a little bit. But the next time you see me, we'll be building our standout. After a quick toast, add some good color to it. I tasted the bread after I cut the kernels off because I don't eat the crust. It tastes fine, it just doesn't have the color that we're going for. Then we're gonna put down some pesto. I made this pesto twice on the page before. I added the jalapeño and some roasted garlic to it, so I'll tag that video down so y'all can just go to that video and watch how to make the pesto. I feel like y'all didn't need to do that, see that. Oh my goodness, I love making sandwiches, and it just makes me think back to a kid when I used to make sandwiches, and it was just a basic ham and cheese sandwich with some Lay's potato chips, and I used to think that was all world. Then I would put some mayonnaise, mustard too on it, and it's just crazy. I would go back and feed this to my 8-year-old and he would be blown away. Okay, on top of that pesto, we're gonna go over the top with some prosciutto. Some of my favorite meats, pause. But frying this up would be magnificent, make it taste good as well. I don't wanna do that in this application. I really just didn't feel like doing it, but I'm gonna load this up because we like a good meaty sandwich. Again, pause. Okay, good. That is looking perfect. And then on top of that, we're gonna go over there with a ball of burrata. I've never used this before, so I'm very, very nervous, honestly. Oh wow, that looks good, jeez. Okay, yeah, maybe that was a good decision. Okay, just spread that out just like so. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, then on top of that, we're gonna go over the top of that with our cherry tomato confit. Just adding some good flavor to it. And guys, I know I always play and say, you know, you should make things a certain way for it to be good, but I think that's the beauty of cooking. You can make it however you like, and however you like it, then it looks good, you know? Make it to how you like it. If you don't like the roasted tomatoes, leave them off. If you don't like the pesto, leave them off. If you want to add a different cheese, meats, whatever the case may be, feel free to leave it off. And then the last thing I'm gonna add is just some of that garlic from it. We'll just sprinkle that right on top of that. Ooh, that's kind of hot, Dre. Make sure your hands are clean too. I know it's getting all over the place for me, but my hands is clean. Okay, good. The last thing we need to do is just top it off, press it down, and you have a great sandwich waiting for you. Shebang! Okay, cool. I'm gonna wrap this up, take a thumbnail, and then we'll be ready to eat. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I know y'all probably wanna see the cross section. Look at that. Doesn't that look good, beautiful? Just overall tasty and delicious. Okay, cool. Enough looking at me, enough looking at this food. Let's take a bite and let's go home. I'm ready to eat. Okay, it's time to eat. This sandwich is low-key a mess, but I'm here for it. All good things gotta get messy, right? Okay, cheers, eat great food. Let's do it, boys. Oh my. This is the sandwich of the summer for me. So good, so fresh, so many great flavors coming together and making something amazing. Focaccia bread is amazing, tastes great, just was lacking the color I was looking for. To fix that, just put a little bit more oil on the underside and then on the top side when you're making the holes in it. I'm sure that will help with a lot of coloring. It's good, I'm happy with this, I'm content with this. If I had a girlfriend, I would tell her to make me this sandwich. Actually, guys, I just realized that's 2 girlfriend jokes in 2 weeks. I promise you I'm not lonely. I don't think I would ever tell my girlfriend to make me a sandwich just because I'll make it 10 times better than she can. No shade to her, but eat great food. Come back next week, I got a banger. Peace.